breakdown. Yeah, we back. So of course uh we seen some changes on these markets, right? So Friday was NFP, and no, wrong thing am I doing? Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Okay, good. So we had a breaking structure on US30, starting off US30 daily time frame. We see here we had a swing low, low high. Hold on. So we had a what? So we had a swing low high right here. Then we had a high, but then price came and broke that high, right? I mean, broke that low. So yeah, let's bring up the path tool. We had boom. So then we have price breaking, right? So the way price look like it's moving, we have a lot of bearish volume in this candle. Yes, we do got a little wick. Let me think. Yeah, we do got a good amount of wick, but that may just be a pullback. Let's see. It was just consolidation for real, right? Just consolidation right here. So it looked like it have no signs of pulling back, but then again, we never know, right? Where we just want to analyze the market, we don't want to predict. So uh we see here price consolidated. So what we want to see is a minor uptrend to continue to the downside, right? We have a lot of bearish volume in the market. We want to actually wait for the price to actually catch up to the MA, maybe. But we can anticipate something like this for this upcoming week. Something like this, at least to 38.2%, which we have confluence in this area where we have previous support. That's the only thing we have looking left. Let's go to H4 so we can see we have anything else looking left. We have nothing much. We have a little consolidation zone right here looking left. So we could look for something like that. I mean, that's the only thing that's the only confluence we have in that area. So we can definitely look for that, right? We also want to keep an eye out, as we do know the last time we was in this area, buyers bought price up, and this was another area that buyers bought price up, right? So buyers bought price up here when it touched here also. So being that buyers are not sitting here anymore, the sellers could potentially use this area for selling pressure, right? So we just want to wait to see, we want to wait for a pullback, all right? And anything below this level. So let's say it breaks above, right? Let's say it breaks above this level. Anything below this level is sells. Anything below this level is sells also. So just want to keep an eye out on that. This fib is drawn on the H1 time frame, but being that we have a little doji, we can modify it to the H4 time frame. And yeah, so we have this right here. So we want to wait for a pullback somewhere 38.2% or steeper. And that's what we have here for US30. Similar for the NASDAQ, where we have a breaker structure, of course. We can maybe slap on this fib to track this counter trend, but we also want to wait to see a counter trend, right? We don't want to just say, oh, the price is gonna pull back and that's gonna be a counter trend. We want to wait to see if price actually does counter trend, right? Because for all we know, price could just continue bearish. So if we go down M15, so we have lower low, lower high, lower low, and consolidation, lower high and consolidation. So we want to wait and see for a pullback before we even do anything. But let's say you do want to pull on a fib. We do have sellers sitting here, right? The last time price came here, sellers stepped in, sold the price down, and then buyers use the same area to buy price up. So like I said, we want to wait for a pullback, and then anything below this area sells. Anything below this area, if it does pull back this steep, sells, right? Let me just modify this. Boom. boom. You can probably get rid of this. Okay, boom. Right. Moving on to gold. I did break down gold on the challenge, right? So I have a video that is out now. You can look in the channel where I broke down gold. Of course, I'm doing a $5,000 to $50,000 account build, right? So we was previously in a downtrend, right? And we see price broke resistance here, and now we're just waiting for a pullback. So if price pull back steeper, we want price to potentially pull back below here to get a better risk to reward. And yeah, so we're just waiting for a pullback, to be honest. This is supposed to be here. Yep, we are looking for a pullback here, right? Price look like it's just gonna push. If it does continue to push, we just gonna be on the M15 time frame, and we're just gonna ride the trend up, because we already know we're in a bullish trend, and we just want to look for all the pullbacks on M15. Let's take them, ride them up. So we have here, we have a resistance here. Anything below, anything above here, buys, right? So if we do get a pullback on M15 time frame, we can look for buys, right? As long as price does not break the low, then we are not looking for a steeper counter trend at the moment. If price does break this low, then we know we're on a bearish trend on the M15, just a counter trend on each one, and we can still look for a shift of structure around this area or even steeper, as long as the price does not break this low. And anything above here is buys, right? Buyers are above this area right here, and we can ride that wave. So we have two plays for this week for gold, which is good. So we have a good amount of opening for gold. That's good. This week is gonna be good for gold, though. Not gonna lie, should be good for the challenge. Everybody should make money this week. Let's move on to GU. GU was previously in a downtrend, and we do have price. Let's see. Let's go to H4 first. Okay, it still is in a downtrend, but potentially this could probably be a pullback. So let's slap on this fib. Let's track this counter trend. So we have point A to point B. Price is currently sitting at 23.6. Let's go to H1. So let's see. We got low, 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 high, low, low. Okay, this is just tested. This is the low high point right here, right? So let's go to M15. And anything below here is sells. Anything below here sells, actually. Yeah. Anything below here sells. If it break this support, definitely sells. All right. And then of course we could take that to negative 27% on the fib. So that is good also. So we can drag this here, TP. So that's that. Like I said, anything below here is sells. So this could look something like this. So you could get one entry after price breaks here. The confirmation entry would be this second support, this support right here. And like I said, we could ride this until negative 27%. Whoa, ridiculous. A 1 to 20 is crazy. Bro, you could definitely make bank on this. GU is looking like it's rolling on bank. And I don't want to break my rules, right? I only want to build a challenge trading gold. I don't want to trade no other pairs, because I had all these other pairs marked up. I had US30 marked up. I could have took sells under this zone right here. I could have took sells here. Boom. As soon as price, I could have took sells. From here, stops here. 1 to 10. You risk $100, you make $1,000. You risk $1,000, you make $10,000. You risk $10,000, you make $100,000. This is crazy. The markets was crazy on Friday. I ain't gonna lie. Last week was ridiculous. But yeah, So that's what we're waiting for right now on GU. Let's go to UJ, right? So I did have price. Price was sitting here when I initially put this here. Anything above here was looking for buys, but let's see. Um, I think it's still. I think the buys are still valid. I'm not gonna lie, man. I think buys are still valid. But if the dollar is weak, then it's not gonna be buying, because for gold to be buying, that means the dollar is weak, right? If US30 is selling, NAS is selling, those is all weak. For GU is selling though. Ooh, this is tricky. This is tough. That's why you just gotta minimize the appearance, because all this stuff will just confuse you. But yeah, let's see USD Swiss. Okay, USD Swiss is in an uptrend, but being that everything got weak, it pushed down. So it's tricky, man. We just have to wait this week and see what happens, man. We just have to wait it out. Excuse me. Initially, this is what we will be looking at. Point A to point B, 61.8%. Price is currently sitting at, and that is good. If this next candle is bullish, because we have bearish, bullish, then this is just tested. This support is just tested. It's not really broken, right? Like I said, for UJ and USD Swiss, we have to just wait it out. There's nothing much here for these two pairs, because GU is selling. So I mean the dollar is weak. No, if GU is selling, that means the dollar is strong, because GBP is weak and it's pushing, the dollar is pushing GBP down. Tricky. But I think those are just, the dollar's gonna get strong just for a pullback. Just like the dollar's gonna get strong here just for a pullback. And then the dollar's gonna be weak again. Let's check to see what news events we have coming up this week. Let's see what news events we have coming up this week. Let's see what news events we have coming up. So Monday for CAD is a bank holiday. Okay, nothing here on for us on Monday. Swiss CPI. Tuesday we have ISM services. Yeah, we don't really got no news this week. We got GBP news, red folder on Thursday, so that is gonna definitely move GU. And that's it. 5 pairs. USD Swiss. So Swiss, this is gonna move Swiss on Monday. This is gonna move the dollar on Tuesday. This is gonna move GBP on Thursday. Wednesday we don't have nothing. Okay, well we got FOMC. Those people are talking, so we gotta keep an eye out for that. And on Friday we have nothing. So this is a tricky week with news. Well, no news is really gonna be able to move the market, really, besides the ones I just named. But we're gonna see here with the other peers, right? As we said. And that looks like it is it. Thank you guys for rocking with me as always. All links will be in the description. And that's it.